This is the Mechanic Man DIY YouTube channel. Real quick video today. This is a common scenario I've run into on multiple occasions. This is a 0453 Chevy iron block. And you can see right here, that's where the dipstick tube goes in. After years of corrosion, rust, what have you, our dipstick broke off going into the block. So today I'm going to show you kind of a back way of extracting that, because we really don't want to force it into the pan. We really want to get that out. I'm at an advantage here because my engine's sitting here on a pallet in the garage, but I'm going to try and show you today a way to extract that just using simple things around the garage. So let me show you what I got put together real quick, and then we're going to see if we can't get that out. So here's what we got. All I've got is an old bolt here that just so happens to be about the right size of the inner diameter of that broken off piece in our block. It does have a good amount of threads on it, and a nut and a washer. And then I've got, this is actually a head dowel for a power stroke engine. I'm going to use that as a sleeve, and then just another washer. So what we're going to do is we're going to slide the washer on, then the sleeve, and then we're going to take this bolt right here and see if we can't thread it right into that sleeve that's stuck into the block. And then what we'll do is once we've got that threaded in, then we can use that sleeve as kind of a spacer. This is going to anchor to the broken off dipstick tube, and all we got to do is turn this nut and it should extract that right out of the block. Now, sounds really good in theory. Let's see how well it works. So losing my stuff here. Alright, so here's what we got on this motor. You know, this, again, this is a 5.3. I've dealt with this on multiple different brands of engines. I've had it do it on Ford engines, Chevy engines. It's just these dipsticks are so thin, it just tends to happen. We got the starter removed just to give us some room. Now again, I've got an advantage here because I got all sorts of room to work and you may not, so it may be a little more difficult. But first thing we're going to do is just take some goo, some grease, this dielectric something. We're going to goo that all up nice, because what we're trying to do is keep any particles and gunk like that from falling down into the pan. So even just some standard grease, you know, this is like some dielectric grease. You don't need anything special, but do that up real good over the hole. Now what you also can do is, you know, if you have more time, which it may be the recommended route, is to get some sort of adhesive and put it in there, and then when you thread your bolt in, let that sit and harden overnight or something. It'll actually glue your bolt. It'll secure it a little bit better to that piece we're trying to get out. But so here's what we got. I got my bolt. There's a small washer, a bigger washer, and then again this sleeve. And all we're going to try and do is thread that in there. This is kind of a little bit of a loose fit, but I know that that sleeve comes down to a taper towards the bottom, so we're going to try and get this bolt to kind of force its way in there and grab onto that. Another method, you can actually get one that, there we go, it's in there pretty good. You can get one that you can actually cut in the end of the bolt. You can cut kind of a tap into it so that that bolt will self-tap its way into that sleeve inside there. I didn't do that. I think we got the right size that it should work. Actually, it's a little bit loose, so I'm going to have to, I might have to end up doing that. But what we're trying to do is to get this bolt to thread itself into that real thin layer of sleeve inside there. Maybe with a little pressure, we can get it to grab a little bit better. I couldn't get that bolt to go in. So I just kind of ground it down a little bit, and then what I did, it's kind of hard to see it, was actually just ground kind of a flat edge into it. So what that does is actually turns this bolt into kind of its own self-tapper. I did it real quick. It's not the greatest, but we'll see if it makes a difference, and we can actually get the bolt in there. So I'm going to try again. And again, this is why it's important to have some sort of grease, or, you know, dielectric grease or something like that in there to catch. Because once we thread this in there, essentially that's going to start cutting some metal, And obviously we don't want that to get down into our pan, so be sure and glue that up real good with some grease. Got it threaded in there a little ways. Now all we got to do is hold the bolt so that doesn't turn, and then we're just going to slowly thread that nut down, and that should in turn pull that bolt out since we're pressing against the block with that sleeve, and hopefully bring that little dipstick tube with it. So let's give her a shot, see what happens. Hold that. Alright, so it took a little trial and error. That's kind of what we were going for there, to get that threaded in, get that off there. But again, that was my little extractor tool. Tighten that up and pulls that out. Mine, it did take a few tries to get it right. You may need to try different size bolts and all that to get it to work. But again, this is all stuff I just had laying around the garage, and as you can see, she's wide open. So anyways, you can buy these tools. They make kits and everything else, but you know, again, this is all just crap I had laying around the garage, and just contrapted it up real quick, and it got the job done. So this is something you're going to attempt to do, you know. Good luck. Again, it took a few tries, but we got her out. We're good to go. So if you like my channel, be sure and leave some comments if you know special tools or other tips and tips and tricks people can use to get them out. You know, be sure and comment down below. Otherwise, please subscribe. We got a whole project here we're working on. It's a 5.3 LS motor we're putting together, doing some work too. So anyways, good luck, and dadgummit, stay good. We'll see you later.